What's going on, everybody? It's been a minute. Hope everybody's doing good. We'll let some people roll in here and then we'll get to talking about some of this stuff. I had to do an emergency stream, had to. With everything going on, it's just crazy. Kind of figured the Kelsey Plum trade was coming, like just the way everything was going. I didn't think that was going to be repairable. But this Alyssa Thomas trade, I wasn't expecting. I'm pretty excited for this Phoenix team. Obviously, they're still going to make more moves. Like I would fully expect Dewana Bonner to end up in Phoenix. They're they're still players for a bunch of players. Just because like I brought them up first because obviously they're the big team, big news of the day. A lot to talk about just with Phoenix in general. But like Clea Copper, obviously on a max, but trading Natasha Cloud, freeing up 200K, Rebecca Allen freeing up 160K. They freed up a lot of money. They already had quite a bit of money freeing up BG's contract. Obviously, doesn't look like she's coming back. Diana Taurasi, who knows what DT is going to do? I would imagine she's going to retire. I would not expect her to come back without BG. I fully expect DT to retire, but no official word yet. So who knows? Maybe she comes back and plays one more year and tries to play on the minimum and let them try and get one other piece around them. Uh, maybe you get DT, Kalia Copper, Alyssa Thomas, Dewana Bonner, and maybe someone like Emma Mieseman or Brianna Jones. Maybe Bree Jones lands here. There's a lot. This team could be a lot of fun. And they're still rumored to be in on Satu Sabali. I just don't think that's possible. I don't know how they would make a trade for Satu work after giving up. What did they end up giving up for? So they gave up the number 12 overall pick, Rebecca Allen and Natasha Cloud for Ty Harris and Alyssa Thomas. So they just don't have a lot. I just don't see a scenario where they could go get Satu Sabali in a trade. Like I understand, like you have Sophie under contract, you have Natasha Mack, but it's just not enough. Like that can't get it done. So I'm expecting Satu to end up in New York. They just have so many assets. Like we'll trick over there real quick because that's like the next big domino that's going to fall 100%. Satu is going to end up in New York to play with her sister. 100%. I would literally be floored if it doesn't happen. They just have a lot of contracts. Like they can move like players, picks. They're loaded. Obviously, the defending champ. So don't need really anything. They could run this team back and be perfectly fine. But they did get Kayla Thornton's money off the books when she got picked up in the expansion draft by the Valkyrie. Then they're going to lose Courtney Vandersloot's max contract. So they have a bunch of money, like a lot of money. And I don't think people really realize it. Obviously, Stewie is cord. She's not going anywhere. She's going to get a max deal. Probably just signs a 1-year deal, though, because next year probably going to have a lockout of some sort while they work through everything. But this team will be a lot of fun. Lots of rumors going around what that trade package could be for Satu. I personally think Dallas would be like ridiculous if they didn't trade for Leonie Fiebich. I don't know. It's Dallas, so maybe they just fumble everything, but they should trade for Fiebich and try and get like 2 picks or Fiebich. It should be Fiebich and 2 first or Fiebich a first and like the rights to Han or the rights to Marine Johannes if she was to come back. There's a lot of ways they can go about it, but they should go after Fiebich mostly because Benajelani is the other one that's been rumored in this deal, like a possible move. I would just rather have Fiebich. She's under control for 3 years before she's even a restricted free agent. Benajelani one more year of control before she's unrestricted. So you could possibly just be trading Satu for 1 year of Benajelani and then and a pick. So I would much rather have Leonie Phoebus. There's just Dallas is in a bit of a tight spot because all these other deals are getting done, and like Dallas is kind of sitting there. They kind of need a soft reset, but they won the odds to get pick one, so that they won the lotto. They get Paige Buckers, so there's a lot to like still in Dallas. I think had they not got pick one, they probably just like nuke it off and maybe try and build around Enrique or see what kind of package they could get for her. But didn't work out. So now they have pick one. Now it's going to be Paige and Enrique backcourt. That'll be fun. But I'm interested to see what else they can bring around. I thought Satu might stay. Like I was on the fence. Like she could stay, try and build around that core, but I don't think she ever really enjoyed her time in Dallas. So I'm not surprised that she's wanting to leave. All right, Rusty, you got that popcorn ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Bob, let's get it. I'm so ready for best ball. I imagine it's going to come out pretty quick after the draft because that's the only bad thing with WNBA kicking off like mid-May is I'm kind of worried about the contest for best ball just because March Madness ends like early April. Then the draft is going to be like 2 weeks later. We're only going to have like 3, maybe 4 weeks for best ball drafts. So they may limit like the maximum. Like it may not be 150 max. It may just be like 80, 75, 50 maybe. But I just want some best ball. I've been all over Underdog. I've been bugging the hell out of them. I want to make sure we get best ball for WNBA. I think we will. I just don't know how much we're going to get. But I'm going to make sure we get some. I told them that I could sell out their best ball season 100%. I will max it 100%, and then I will bring on anyone that wants to play best ball. And obviously, I'll have rankings and everything for it, assuming we get it, which I don't see why we wouldn't. As popular as the WNBA daily drafts were last year for Underdog, I just don't see a scenario where they stay away from WNBA best ball drafts. Like it would be like bad business, in my opinion, if they don't do best ball drafts next year. That's just my opinion, but the people that I've talked to, I think it's a go, and I think it's going to happen. So let's look. Obviously, we talked about the Mercury side of this trade. Let's look at the Sun because, man, does it look pretty bleak. Obviously, you traded Alyssa Thomas. You at least got something for her. You got pick 12, first-round pick. Obviously, kind of rough. I mean, pick 12 isn't the best. They're going to lose Dewana Bonner for nothing. They're going to lose Bree Jones for nothing. Unless she stays, I could see a scenario where Bree Jones stays on this team. Obviously, they traded Ty Harris in that deal. They're bringing in Natasha Cloud. She obviously comes with a bigger contract, but they're going to have a lot of money to spend if they want to bring players in. I would imagine some teams are going to be offering Dejanay Carrington some deals. I don't think she leaves unless she wants to, and maybe Connecticut works out like a sign and trade. But this team is going to look a lot different next year. It's going to be pretty rough. I could also see Connecticut rerouting Natasha Cloud. Like if she doesn't want to play there, or I know there's been rumors coming out that she doesn't want to play at the Mohegan Sun. I don't really blame her. So if she doesn't want to play there, I think the first team that should have already called Connecticut is the Chicago Sky. I think she would fit in perfect there. She makes them a playoff team, in my opinion. They need guard play, and I think she would bring elite play for Chicago. I don't know if I would part with the number 3 overall pick for Natasha Cloud, especially since it's just 1 year, like before she can just walk. But you could probably part with the number 3 overall pick for Natasha Cloud, maybe pick 12, or maybe get something back. Uh, I just think that's the best landing spot for Natasha Cloud. I don't think this is where she's going to play basketball next year. I don't think she's going to play for Connecticut because they're still going to have a lot of guards. They're still going to have Dejanay, I would imagine, unless she requests to be moved. They're going to have Mabry. They're going to bring in players. So I don't think that's where she ends up. And then the big trade, I fully expected we would see Kelsey Plum and Joel Lloyd swap places, but we ended up getting a 3-teamer. I think it worked out great for all 3 teams. Obviously, the Sparks, I didn't see a scenario where they could get Kelsey Plum and not have to give up pick 2, because I knew they weren't trading Rakia Jackson, and I knew they weren't trading Cameron Brink. So when you X both them off, obviously they're not going to move Dearica Hamby. Seattle probably didn't want Azura Stevens. She doesn't really fit kind of what they want to do. So it kind of left them having to trade pick 2. But in my opinion, I think they made the right call. You see it. All right. Well, my furniture is getting delivered tomorrow. I got a text about it. Anyway, sorry about that. I think Dylan picked 2. I know I've seen a lot of people clowning on the Sparks. I think it's a lot of newer viewers. Like, obviously, Caitlin Clark brought just a ridiculous amount of eyes. It was awesome. Like, my channel exploded. Like, I'm forever indebted to Caitlin Clark's fandom and all the eyes she brought to WNBA. But LA is arguably the biggest market for basketball, WNBA included. So people thinking like the Sparks have been in a rebuild for years. Like, Nneka Gumake carried them to multiple seasons worth of wins. They needed to turn it around. Why wait on another, like maybe a weak draft, like for guards especially? Like, yeah, you could get Olivia Miles, you could get like a Sonia Citron. There's some guards, but your forwards are ready to play. Like Dearica Hamby, all-star caliber player. Cameron Brink, if healthy, all-star caliber player. We don't even know the potential, like the ceiling for a Cameron Brink. Rakia Jackson, incredible player. She was pro ready as soon as she stepped foot on the WNBA floors. She's going to be an exceptional pro, all-star numerous times for sure. So bringing in a player like Plum for that team, they're a playoff team in my opinion. I think they're easily going to fight for a playoff spot, and that market, it's going to be able to bring in more players. Like they still have slots. I do think they end up trying to move Azura Stevens. Obviously, she's an unrestricted free agent after this next season on a bigger contract, but a lot of teams will take this on. Like maybe teams that strike out in free agency, maybe like in Atlanta, like if they strike out and don't get like a Brianna Jones at center, or I don't think BG would go there, but like a BG, or if Tina Charles ends up in Minnesota, like there's a lot of scenarios where teams would be lining up trying to get Azura Stevens. She's a stretch 5, good rebounder, good shooter, good passer. Like she can fit on a lot of teams and would open up salary for them to go and pick up another guard. Like obviously their guard play is what held them back. Like this past season, they never really truly had a point guard. I don't know if Plum is the right one you want to be playing at point, but if we see Julie Almond back in the W, she's an exceptional point guard. She's not going to score very much, but she's an elite passer. Obviously played for the Belgium national team. Has WNBA experience with Chicago. I think if she comes back and plays this season, I'm expecting her to. She would probably start at point. Her at the 1, Plum at the 2, Rakia at the 3. Hamby at the 4, Brink at the 5. That's a fun lineup. Really fun lineup. I don't think people realize like what Kelsey Plum is one of the best scorers ever. Like I don't think people realize it because obviously like this past season was arguably her worst ever, like efficiency wise. She was going through a lot. I think there was some issues in that locker room that they didn't really want to talk about. Something come up, but I think she's going to fit in perfect on this team. She's going to be their shooter. Like she's just going to shoot the ball 20, 25 times a game. And she's going to pop in DFS. She's going to have some huge games. I'm really excited to watch the Sparks team, see what they do with the rest of their squad and how they fill out their roster. But I'm perfectly fine. I think that 3-team trade worked out for everyone. Obviously, I think it depends who this Storm take at pick 2. I don't know how like it may affect them the most. Like for the immediate gain, I think they will get a little worse right away. But if they nail the pick and the pick turns out to be a great player, the sky's the limit for that team. That team could be extremely solid. Obviously, Aces probably didn't want to bring Plum back. I knew they wanted to kind of do something different and change things up. So obviously replacing Kelsey Plum with Joel Lloyd, comparable on the defensive end, probably give the edge to Lloyd. Obviously, I mean Plum's one of the worst defenders in the league, and then Joel just an elite shooter, not as elite of a 3-point shooter as Kelsey Plum is when she's on, but I mean Joel Lloyd is a sniper from inside the arc most nights. Obviously, she can be super inefficient as well, but she's going to get her shots. I mean, she's pretty much just going to walk right in to Kelsey Plum's role. Going to take 12 to 16 shots a night. I'm really happy for all 3 teams involved. It's going to open up a ton on that Seattle Storm team. I don't think people realize like the upside. Obviously, I expect Nneka Ogwumike to re-sign there. You're going to have Skylar Diggins-Smith taking more shots. You're going to have, I hope, Ezzy Magbagor taking some more offensive, like taking another offensive leap from the past couple of years. I'm really excited for her, like her growth as a player to see where she ends up going. But I think that trade worked out for everyone. I think this Phoenix, Connecticut trade worked out pretty well because I think AT wanted out. Every time she talked about their practice facilities with Connecticut, she was not happy about it. Sharing like their postseason practice with a birthday party, I can imagine that lit a fuse under her. And it's going to be weird seeing her in a different uniform, but I'm really excited for that Phoenix team, especially if DeWanna Bonner ends up there. Like that team is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Let's see here. Let's answer some questions. When's the draft? Let me look and see an exact date. Usually like 2 weeks after the NCAA tournament ends. Let's see here. I don't need the lottery. So that's the lottery getting drawn. See if I can find the date. WNBA draft, this should be it. April 14th. So April 14th, the season starts May 16th. So that's a month, pretty much a month and 2 days for best ball. So it'll be tight. So I hope you are ready. If we do get best ball, it's probably going to be like 3 weeks, just pandemonium and madness. But there's going to be some fun to be had there. What's good? What's good, man? It's been a long time. I've missed you guys. I'm just ready I'm ready for WNBA to be back. I missed it so much. All right, let's peek over here. Obviously, the last stream I did in the offseason, we didn't have the expansion draft done yet. So we'll talk about the Valkyrie for a little bit, and then we'll go through some of the free agents because we're about to start getting a lot of news with that. And then we'll look at some mock drafts, and then we'll get out of here. All right. Let's see here. All right. So this Valk team, I kind of dig it. I think they're going to be kind of fun for DFS purposes. Don't think they're going to win very many games, but I don't know if anybody's been watching Unrivaled, but Kate Martin has been playing extremely well. Like I'm really excited for her to get like some extended run, not have a lot of players just taking all the shots around her. Like in college, she had Caitlin Clark. At the Aces, she didn't get very much playing time because she was sitting behind 3 Olympians, 3 future Hall of Famers. So it's going to be nice seeing her get a lot of looks. I'm excited for Julie Vanloo on this team, or as she says, her last name, Von Loo. Maria Condi is going to be fun on this team. I don't think a lot of people really know who she is. She is a international, might I say, star. Like she has a lot of potential. She's super young. Then you got like Veronica Burton, who's a solid player. We've seen her have some DFS and real life success. You got Mo Billings, who just signed with them today. Kayla Thornton ended up here. Stephanie Talbot ended up here. They're going to have some pretty solid defense. You got Timmy Fagbenley, Zandalasini. Like this team, they're going to have some shooters. Ileana Rupert, she's going to be a big that's going to play. Like they're going to be active. I'm kind of interested to see who they get in free agency. Like I still think a name is going to end up here. I would imagine Kelsey Mitchell re-signs with Indiana. Obviously, they missed out on Kelsey Plum. But I still think someone of value is going to sign here to be the face of the franchise. Like even if it's just for like a 1-year deal, which all these free agent deals that they're signing, it's just 1-year deals because salary cap's going to go up, CBA is going to go up. Like we're probably headed for a lockout next year for a little bit, but everyone's just signing 1-year deals. I could see someone going here, signing a 1-year deal, getting to be the number one on offense, getting to take as many shots as they want. Maybe they just don't care about winning a whole bunch of games, and they just want to pump up their stats a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we love it for DFS. So I'm excited to watch this team. I kind of want to see what they're going to do in the draft. I know Bleacher Report just dropped a mock that we'll go through here in a few minutes and talk about. I don't agree with a lot of it in that mock, but I actually really agree with who they have them taken, and it's the 18-year-old from France who actually got playing time in the gold medal game against US, Malonga. She has a ton of potential. I love the way that they're building this team. Like Maria Condi, if they were to get Dominique Malonga, I think that would be just a great get. You got like Julie Vanloo. You've got Kate Martin. They've got a lot of younger talent that could turn into long-term pieces for this team, which is what you need to do for like an expansion team. I thought they did a really good job in this draft. Like you got your good mix of older vets that provide defense. Maybe this is like their chance to really pop and get one more big contract before it's too late for them. So I'm really excited for this team. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Obviously, then the following year we're going to get the Toronto Tempo, which is the worst team name ever, but they'll be here next year. So hopefully we just keep getting new teams, and eventually maybe Tulsa will get a team again, and I will have to bow out of the content game because I will just have to get season tickets and go watch every home game for a Tulsa team. Yeah, it's gonna be a grind. That's my only worry. Is it such like close proximity from the draft to the season starting that I think will probably only get like a 50 max. I don't think that, I mean, I'm hoping for 150 max. That's what I want personally. Because I would just grind it. I would do drafts all day and just take breaks to sleep. But that's all I would do. So let's switch this up and go over to this. All right. So that was easier than I thought it was going to be. We'll talk about this mock draft for a minute, and then we'll look through some of these free agents that are out there, and then we'll get out of here. So let's look at this mock. Obviously, all these tabs come up. This is the worst. Obviously, we know pick one, Paige Beckers, 100%. It's locked. Like, we don't even need to talk about it. Like, Paige is going number one. Doesn't matter. Assuming no catastrophic injury, which God forbid, she's been through enough awful injuries. She's a generational talent. Like, they're not wrong. Like, Bleacher Report is usually pretty wrong about a lot of stuff. They're not wrong about this. She is a generational talent. I know people have been downplaying her of late, but she's super efficient. I mean, 56% from the field, 43% from the three-point line this season. I mean, she's just ridiculous. She's going to get a couple boards. I don't know how well that's going to translate to the W, but like, she's a great passer. She's a great facilitator. Her and Enrique are gonna do fun things together. Like, I can't wait to see that duo together. Now, this is where I'm not sure. Probably this should be the pick. Olivia Miles going to Seattle. I just don't know if I buy it. I ultimately think this is what like the pick ends up being, just because they traded Joel Lloyd. They have like Jordan Horston. They have quite a bit of bigs. Obviously, if Gabby Williams comes back, she's going to slot in at the three. Jordan Horston coming off the bench. But I do think Olivia Miles does go pick two, but I could see him going in a different direction. Then you got Chicago Sky. I think they end up trading this pick. Personally, I don't see them making a pick here. If they do, I do like Sonia Citron. She fits what they need. She's a combo guard. Lot of versatility. She's a good three-point shooter, and she's a great defensive player. Like, she fits the mold for what they're going to need. I wouldn't mind that if they hold on to the number 3 pick. Obviously, Washington at number 4, they need a lot. They really need a lot. So I think they would be ecstatic if Kiki fell to them at 4. She's a great player, and she's WNBA ready right now. She can play with any team. Obviously, like, if Chicago was to keep this pick, they're not going to draft Kiki, like, because she's not going to play the 3. So they're really going to be dependent on, like, does Seattle take like Kiki? If they're trying to win now, and like Kiki's probably the best play. Olivia's close with her there, maybe as like she could play the backup point guard, but it's pick 2 is probably going to be between Olivia and Kiki. Pick 3, if Chicago keeps it, is going to be Sonia Citron or Olivia Miles, whichever one is available. Then you scroll down here. Here's the Valks pick, Dominique Malonga. I would love this pick for them. I think it would be like the absolute best case scenario. I don't expect anyone to take her higher than this. She must have just turned 19. So she's not 18 anymore. But 6'6", mobile, skilled and athletic forwards with a plethora of dunk heavy highlights. Yeah, she can dunk, and she makes it look super, super easy. Deep Roots international game with 7 of its 11 selections during the expansion draft were international players. So they are expanding into the international game. This would be a great pick for them. Obviously, you can't just expect her to come in and just dominate, but it would be really good, like, for her to come in. She's going to get to play right away, which is what she needs. She definitely turned heads with France at the Olympics. Unfortunately, we didn't get full slates. Otherwise, we absolutely would have played her because she played really well and she was super, super cheap. Yeah, like, she's going to be top 5 pick. I would be shocked if they don't take her. Then this is where it gets kind of muddy. Like it really drops off after pick 5. Like there's a lot of players that could be risers in the draft or for the rest of the season. Cheyenne Sellers, she's a great player. She's versatile. You got Georgia Amore. I mean, she's only 5'6". That's the only worry with her. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think she's going to go. I don't think she's going to go 7. She's got a lot of talent, though. She's a fantastic passer. She's a good scorer. I just don't like. Here we go. 36% 3-point shooter. I just don't know how well it's going to translate at 5'6". I just don't. I know she's a great passer, but I just don't know how well it's going to translate. Anissa Morrow, she's been falling a lot in these mocks, all the way down to number 8. I mean, early in the season, she was going like 3 or 4. I could see her landing in Indy. I think she would be a great piece there as like a 4. Maybe she could play the 3, possibly. Then you got like Azzy Fudd, where are the injury concerns with her? Like that's probably going to knock her a couple spots. Don't know if she's going to go that high, but 9 seems about right. And the Sparks need guards, so I could definitely see her landing there as well. Then you've got like Chicago having another pick. See, this is where Chicago could get like a Natasha Cloud. Like let's say Chicago trades pick 10 and then they give the swap first, like the swap rights back to Connecticut for Natasha Cloud. It's just a 1-year deal for Natasha Cloud. You're not having to give up too much, and you still have pick 3. If that happens, Chicago is cooking with gas because they could bring in Olivia Miles or Sonia Citron and pair her with Natasha Cloud, and you already have Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso there. A lot that would be a solid squad. I do like Pow Pow. I think she's a great 3-point shooter. She has a lot of upside. I don't know like how well she's gonna. I think she's gonna be a 3-point specialist. She's gonna be a lot like Sammy Whitcomb. I mean, almost shot 50% from 3 last season. Career 41% from behind the arc. Like she's a great 3-point shooter. Maddie Westfield, I don't think she's going to end up as a first-round pick. That's just me personally. I just don't see it. And then like this is the riser in the draft so far. Sedona Prince. If the Mercury were Mercury traded this pick, so she won't be a Mercury at pick 12, but she is 6'7". She's had a really, really great season. Has a lot of off the court issues. I mean, she's already 24. She has had some problems off the court. Don't know if that will follow her, but then you got Haley Van Lith here. I think she's been rising. She's been playing really, really well this season at TCU. I just think the fit last year at LSU just wasn't a good fit for her. But a lot to like in this draft class. I think there's going to be a lot of good stuff to be had in there. Let's see here. We'll share the free agency here. All right, let's talk about these free agents, and then we'll get out of here. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun just rambling, talking about this. A lot of stuff's been going on, but I'm just ready. We're what? Let's see. We're less than 4 months away from the season, less than 3 months away from best ball. So we're getting closer. So these unrestricted free agents, obviously Mo Billings has signed. You've got like Tina Charles. She's been linked to Minnesota. Cheryl Reeve is really chasing her. So could see her sign with Minnesota, which would be an awesome get for them. I do expect Tiffany Hayes to end up back in Las Vegas. A lot of people don't know this, but Elena Del Don, EDD, is available. Will she play? I sat out last year. That's an interesting story there. I don't know if she has interest in coming back or playing. Where will Kennedy Carter go? I know she had been linked to the Valks for a little bit, but I don't know if that's a smart strat to bring her in with a brand new locker room. But I mean, if she goes to the Valks, she may average 30 a game because she's just going to shoot it a ton. I do think Sydney Colson ends up back in Las Vegas. Then you got BG, first time ever as a free agent. She has taken offers. I think she ends up in Las Vegas. I think she signs a 1-year deal. I think she takes less money to go there. She's making unrivaled money. She doesn't need the max contract, and it's just a 1-year deal. She'll get one more big contract after next season. Then you got DeWanna Bonner. Fully expect her to end up back in Phoenix with AT now. Alicia Clark, fully expect her to end up back in Vegas. That's where she wants to be. Then you got like Queen Egbo, not sure where she's going to end up, if she's going to end up on a roster right away. Same with Fufa. Kennedy Burke probably ends up back with New York on the same-ish kind of deal. Dangerfield, not sure where she ends up. Izzy Harrison, there's a lot of spots that make sense for her. Really just, she's going to be one of the later free agents that we find out about, not someone we're going to know right away. DeShields, not really sure what her market's going to be. She's probably going to be, along with Izzy, like one of the late free agent signings of the season. Then we got more free agents. Obviously, I think NECA goes back to Seattle. Then looking through here, like Misha Hines Allen, she's gonna be a sought after commodity. She's a good player. Same with Cheyenne Parker. Then you got like Nat Howard. I still think she ends up in Indy. I would love to see that. I think that's the best spot for her. Bree Jones is a big name. Then you got like Ariel Powers, Kia Nurse, Tiffany Mitchell, Li Ming, Natisha Heidemann. There's a lot of players that will provide solid minutes for teams. Just where they end up. Maybe Bree Jones ends up with the Valks. Maybe she goes there where she can get a lot more shots up for that team. Maybe Ariel Powers ends up somewhere like the Valks. More unrestricted free agents. Obviously, we got the news SWK is signing with the Dream, so she's not in here. Then you got Courtney Vandersloot. I think the most sense is her going back to Chicago, but if they're able to trade for Natasha Cloud or something, then kind of muddies up that. Sammy Whitcomb, proven vet. Where will she end up? She's going to go to a title contender. Maybe Phoenix. Maybe she ends up in Phoenix. DT, I expect her to retire. I just don't see her coming back. Then you got Victoria Vivians, Erica Wheeler, some solid bench depth players there. Then you got the restricted free agents, Dejanay. Obviously, Dana Evans and Oni Inward got contracts, so they're not included in that. Ari probably isn't going anywhere, and Dejanay probably not going anywhere. Timmy's going to stay with the Valks. And then the core players, Alyssa Thomas traded. Kelsey Plum traded. Satu will be traded. Kelsey Mitchell, she's probably going to sign that mega max. Stewie's not going anywhere. Gabby Williams is the interesting one. Teams that are really trying to win, like maybe they try and go out and trade for Gabby. If Seattle's kind of doing like a reboot, but if Seattle trades Gabby, like what are they really doing? Like, NECA's older, SDS is older, Ezzy's young, but you kind of need to keep Gabby and try and replace Joel. It just opens up more shots for everyone. So I think this team will still be solid without Joel. They're bringing in another young rookie, but Gabby's the one that we need to keep an eye on. She might be the fourth of the six to get traded. And then these reserve players, like not a lot needs to be said. Like a lot of these players are going to end up back at their old teams. Like I'm not a lot needs to be said on those. So I think that's going to do it for me, guys. I think I am going to get out of here. I'm going to go try and find something to eat. But it was a lot of fun. We've had a lot of news. Obviously, free agents can't officially sign until Friday or Saturday. Same with these trades. Like none of these trades can be made official until February 1st. So while they're agreed to and they're pretty much a done deal, nothing will be official until February 1st. But once we get through with the free agency period and everyone's team is pretty well set, we know where everyone's going, and we're just waiting on the draft. I'll probably hop on, do another stream. But I almost forgot. Let's talk about premium content for this next season. Obviously, still going to do YouTube, still going to do breakdowns for every slate every day on YouTube. Still got to try and grow the brand. Going to be on the prowl trying to get to 1K subscribers on YouTube. But for those that want premium content, we're still going to do live streams on YouTube as well. It's just going to be earlier. So the final 30 minutes before lock will go to Patreon subscribers, but we're still going to do streams on YouTube. We're still going to do daily breakdowns on YouTube. So if you don't want to sign up for Patreon content, you don't have to. Obviously, I am very appreciative of anybody that watches videos, leaves a comment, hits the like button, whatever. But the premium content is going to be where all the gas is found. We're going to do $25 a month, or only available in May when we first fire away. If it's for best ball or whatever, $100 for the entire season, and you're covered for the whole year, regular season, postseason, everything, $100. I mean, you're getting at least $50 off, because regular season goes from mid-May to mid-September. Then you're going to get 5 to 6 weeks of postseason basketball as well. And the premium content, I mean, we're going to cover player pools and core plays for both sites, DraftKings and FanDuel. We're going to have roster construction videos for private roster construction videos for DraftKings and FanDuel. We're going to have exclusive live before lock streams with a lot less people in them. So a lot more intimate, like live streams where I can answer questions a lot easier, interact with subscribers a lot easier. And then I'm going to do daily underdog rankings. We're going to grind underdog 100%. I will have slate notes for every underdog slate. And then we are going to pop another exclusive Discord for Patreon members. We'll still have the Discord for everyone, just the Reaper Discord. It'll still be live. I'm never shutting that thing down just for what all it did for me last year. The community that's in there, it will still be there. I'll still funnel YouTube videos and everything through there. But for the exclusive Discord, you will have to have the premium package with Patreon. And that's where everything will be: player pools, core plays, all that good stuff. Underdog rankings are what I'm most excited about. I can't wait to get back on Underdog and take all their money. Like I can't wait for it. Yeah, it's gonna be the best. Yeah, Underdog rankings. We're gonna have slate notes for Underdog every day to go with the rankings. Probably do it a lot like you see like on ESPN Plus or whatever, where they'll have like 5 or 10 picks like for a mock draft, and then they'll have like a description of like where and why they're ranked the way they are. That's what I'm going to be looking to do is, and then I'll have a full slate note for the entire draft board. Oh yeah, 100%. We're going to have best ball ranks, 100%. Yeah, there'll be best ball ranks. We'll have rankings for Underdog every day. I know anytime there's at least a 2-game slate, we'll have rankings and slate notes for Underdog. I'm hoping FanDuel gets their act together and we can do they'll have better contests, but I don't really have a lot of hope. But I still will offer player pools, core plays, have videos for FanDuel and everything. That's going to be solely exclusive to Patreon subscribers. I don't really Like it's not really like worth my time on YouTube to do FanDuel just because there's not a lot of people that ask questions about it, but I just want to have it available for anyone that's paying on Patreon to be able to play FanDuel if they want. Like it's going to have the same thing as you're going to get for DraftKings as you would for FanDuel. So it's going to have a little bit of everything. I'm excited for it. I'm expecting a ton of people to do the full season. Personally, it's the no-brainer for me. I know it's more money up front, but it covers you. You get over 2 months worth of free content. And I mean, when best ball comes out, like we're going to be grinding best ball. I'm going to have rankings out for it as soon as I can. I've already been working on projections. So as soon as we get best ball, as soon as we know where players are going, the rookies, once we know free agents, like where everybody goes, I'm going to be hard at work on full season projections so I can get everything ready for best ball. So whenever they officially drop it, rankings will be pretty quick after. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. It was a lot of fun, a little over 45 minutes. I really enjoyed it. Cannot wait for this next season. I'm excited. We're halfway there. It's been a long wait, but getting closer. I'm excited for it. Hope you guys are too. We'll see you guys once a lot of these free agents sign. We'll hop on and do another stream. Hop in the Discord. I'll have the package for the Patreon premium content. I'm going to drop that in there so everyone that isn't in here can see it. But we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.